It's your man D.U. on a beautiful Friday afternoon. Clap it up for yourself. How we doing it? How we doing it? How we doing it? Yo, listen. You know how we start. Listen, we're going to get into some Mongo talk. We're going to get into the NFL draft. I'm just going to go down down the list of the first round. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. And I'm going to give you the song of the day. Join is a banger. First, with some Mongo talk. Just to explain how Mongo talk originated. Mongo talk originated is because I'm a former sanitation worker, retired sanitation worker. And there were things that we collected on a route that we called Mongo. And this Mongo would turn out to be jewels. So I'm going to try to give everybody that's listening or watches a jewel. So in this jewel today, Mongo talk, I want to touch on home ownership in a quick way. Home ownership versus renting. Now, very first thing, I think everyone deserves a place to live. Everyone needs a place to live. Whether that's home ownership, right? Whether you own it, a one family, a multi-family, a condo, everybody deserves a place to live. Or if you're renting. But the ongoing theme that I see from day to day, I've been seeing from day to day, is people telling the younger generation, that generation that's in between, not to become homeowners. That it's better renting. Now, mind you, if you feel like you can't take on the responsibility of being a homeowner, if you feel like you can't, if you can't afford it, at the moment in time of being a homeowner, you should really think about being or renting from someone, being a renter. But the way today's rents have skyrocketed, not just in New York, but across the country. Across the country. I remember when rent was affordable. One of my first apartments was for $525. One of my very first apartments that I rented. Now, people are paying, I'm based in New York. People are paying in New York anywhere from maybe $2,500 to, I'm hearing $6,000-$7,000 a month. $6,000-$7,000 a month. If you're paying anywhere over $2,500 for wherever you live, you need to become a homeowner. And I feel like now, there's so many topics, there's so many things to address to these people that say, oh yeah, Don't worry about being a homeowner, become a renter. I feel like those individuals have an agenda. They have an agenda. Because if I can discourage you from becoming a homeowner, and I'm the one coming through buying up all the properties, then you can rent from me. You can rent from me. So some people have an agenda. I don't see any, well, again, I see the pros and the cons, both in home ownership and renting. Me, myself, I've been in my home for 2 decades. Best decision I've ever made. I've been in my home for 2 decades. I've sold the outside home. Home ownership has been the best decision I've ever made. I had a gentleman, and really I never wanted to be a landlord. We had a family home that wound up selling, profited on that, but I never once I bought my home, I never wanted to be a landlord. After I bought my home, in the beginning I did, yeah, but I just became so comfortable in my home, so peaceful. Because here's the first thing for me, like just getting past the economics. When you own your own home, I'm not talking about a condo, I'm not talking about a co-op, which ownership in that is great as well. But I'm talking about just a one family home, a single family home. You're in control. You can control who comes in and out of your home. I had somebody debating, it was a debate, uh, whether to live in a high rise or a single family home. And the person that was making an argument, oh, if something breaks, I just call an office, they send somebody to fix it, and that's it. I ain't gotta worry about it. But here's the difference. If you live in a high rise, you're not controlling who comes in and out of your home. If you live in a high rise and you got kids, your kids gotta ride the elevators or walk in the lobby or walk up the stairs past numerous strangers. You don't know their lifestyle. You don't know how they're living. You don't know their intent. If you have your own home, you controlling who's coming in and out of your home. Ain't no strangers. If you're in the front of my door and I don't know who you are, we're gonna have a problem. If I come downstairs and I see you inside my home, that's a problem. But if you living in a building, if you're running in a big high rise, a big tenement building, living in the projects, you can't control who comes in and out of your home. You have no control at all. The second thing, these rents are going to keep going up. When you first get your home, yeah, when you first get your home, depending on how your deal is structured, you might be paying more in mortgage than you will in rent. But over time, I guarantee you will wind up paying less in mortgage than you will in rent. Give you my example. When I first bought, yeah, I came through. I was paying more in mortgage than I ever had in rent. today, and it didn't take 2 decades, but I pay way less. People who's renting right now would love to pay what I'm paying in mortgage right now. Would love. Most people who've been in their homes as long as I've been in my home is paying, as far as New York City is concerned, and in other areas of the United States, are paying way less in mortgage than the average renter, because them rents are going to keep going up. And let's not mention the equity you get in your home over time, which can pay for college education, which you can use towards your retirement, which you can use to buy other properties, which you can use to start a business. There's numerous things that you can do. And don't get it twisted. The main thing is people needing a place to live. But I just don't like the message that is being spread to discourage this generation and the people in the middle of this generation from being homeowners. You don't know how much freedom you're missing out on. And then over time, you could pay off your mortgage and that's it. Maybe you're gonna have to pay some property tax, depending on your age and depending on where you live. You pay off your mortgage. If you're 62 in some states or 65, you're not paying any more property taxes. Probably got to pay a water bill, pay to get a couple of things fixed, but you're not paying a mortgage anymore longer if you pay off your mortgage. If you rent your whole life, guess what? You're paying rent your whole life. And if that rent is $4,000 a month, you're going to pay $4,000 a month at the age of 60, at the age of 65. If you're paying $3,000 right now and you're 30, guess what? You're going to pay $4,000. You're going to pay $5,000 when you're 60. So the goal, if you can do it, should be home ownership. I feel like should be home ownership. But I just don't like the message that is being relayed, discouraging this generation, and the message shot to a specific group of people to forget about being a homeowner. Yeah. And talk about home ownership. Yo, it's gonna be some new cats out here that's gonna need some new places to stay because they just became overnight millionaires. You know what I'm saying? They just became overnight millionaires through the NFL draft last night that went on, hosted by Roger Goodell. A lot of young men out here is definitely seeing some more zeros in their bank account today, right? Yeah, I want to go through the NFL draft just for the people who probably missed it, and because I ain't even gonna lie, all these players I don't know, all the NFL teams I do know, but as far as the NFL draft go, well, we know national champion quarterback Fernando Mendoza was drafted drafted one overall to the Raiders. Um, he's going to be the Raiders quarterback of the future. Let's see if he can have the same type of career with the Raiders he had with Indiana. At number 2, the New York Jets. picked edge, picked linebacker David Bailey from Texas Tech. The Cardinals at number 3 picked Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, the running back from Notre Dame. I've been hearing that he's a can't miss talent. At number 4, the Tennessee Titans have picked Cornell Tate from Ohio State, the wide receiver. I wonder how my former coworker feels about the Tennessee Titans picking Cornell Tate, because he's a fanatic, a fan of the Tennessee Titans. My New York Giants picked linebacker Arvell Reese from Ohio State at number 5. Number 6, the Kansas City Chiefs picked Mansour Delane from LSU, the cornerback. Number 7, Sonny Styles from Ohio State, linebacker, was picked by the Washington Commanders. Jordan Tyson at number 8, Arizona State, wide receiver. Spencer Funnell, number 9, from Utah, was the offensive tackle, was picked by the Cleveland Browns. I wanted the Giants to get Spencer Funnell, but they got from Miami, Francis Magowa. It's hard to pronounce his name. He's from Miami. He's an offensive tackle. Big boy on the offensive line. Hopefully he'll help protect Jackson Dart. Caleb Downs was picked by America's favorite team, Dallas Cowboys. Safety from Ohio State. Ohio State got a lot of pros, a lot of kids in this NFL draft. At number 12, Caden Proctor from Alabama was picked by the Miami Dolphins, offensive tackle. Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson. Was a lot of talk about Ty Simpson. He was picked by the Rams at number 13, and from Alabama, quarterback. At 14, the Ravens picked Oleva Vega Lawan. I don't know who that is. From Penn State. He's a guard on the offensive line. At number 15, Ruben Bain Jr. from Miami. Edge from Miami. Number 16, the New York Jets. Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon. Tight end. Number 17, Blake Miller from Clemson. Offensive tackle. Number 18, Caleb Banks from Florida. A defensive tackle. Picked at number 19 is Monroe Freeling out of Georgia. Offensive tackle. At 20, the Philadelphia Eagles picked Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver. Excuse me. At 21, Max Ihenikor. Oh man, his name is from Arizona State, offensive tackle. Number 22, Akeem Mesidor out of Miami, a linebacker. Number 23, America's favorite team, Malachi Lawrence out of UCF, linebacker. Number 24, Casey Concepcion, Texas A&M, wide receiver. Dylan Diamond picked at number 25 by the Chicago Bears out of Oregon. Safety, Kellen Rutledge, offensive guard out of Georgia Tech, picked by the Houston Texans. Miami Dolphins picked at number 27, Chris Johnson from San Diego State, cornerback. And Caleb Lemieux, number 28, out of Utah, offensive tackle, was picked by the Patriots. Number 29, KC, the Chiefs, picked Peter Woods out of Clemson, a defensive tackle. Number 30, New York Jets, picked Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana. He played with the number 1 pick, Fernando Mendoza, wide receiver, picked by the Jets. I think that was a good pickup for the Jets. Number 31, Keldrick Falk out of Auburn, picked by the Tennessee Titans. An edge out of again out of Auburn, and the Seattle Seahawks. Number 32, Jadarian Price, Notre Dame, running back. So, for those who didn't get to see the draft, don't know who your team picked, I hope this helps. Last night, I was going back and forth from the draft to the NBA playoffs, watching the Knicks and Hawks, and I'll talk about how that went. But I want to give everybody an update on the NBA playoffs. The Pistons and the Magic series is tied at 1-1. I believe they play tonight. I'm rooting for the Magic because I just don't like the Pistons. But if I'm keeping it real with myself, the Pistons are going to beat the Magic in 5 games. I got the Pistons against the Magic in 5 games. I was looking at the Magic, and I'm going to tell you honestly, there isn't a player on the Magic that I would want to play for my favorite team, and my favorite team is the New York Knicks. I do not like how any of them approach the game. The Cavaliers, the Cavaliers and Raptors series. The Cavs is up 2-1. I see the Cavs beating the Raptors in 6. So for the second round, it's gonna be the Pistons against the Cavs. The Hawks and the Knicks. The Hawks and the Knicks. The Hawks are up 2-1. I'm going to stay right here because those that know me know that this team is dear to my heart. I've been a Knicks fan since about, I want to say 1975, right? 1975. I picked up a basketball at the age of 5 in 1972. 3 years later, I became a Knicks fan. I wasn't old enough to experience when they won the first 2 championships, right? I wasn't old enough to understand or experience that, right? But now we have a team that people looked at as being a championship contender this year. Why? Because the whole culture changed. We got Karl Anthony Towns. We got Jalen Brunson. We fired Tom Thibodeau, got Mike Brown in. Then it seemed like the injuries, Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton got injured. So that 86 them, X them out of contention for any type of championship. Tatum went down. So people were like, hey, Tatum's down. Boston, they're not doing anything this year, right? Cleveland, nobody believes in Cleveland. Detroit emerged. Boston played well over expectations. This is why I feel like Jaylen Brown should be the MVP of the league. Jaylen Brown carried that team the whole damn year. So now, here we are, a team with championship aspirations, a team that everybody is saying should be in the finals, and they're underachieving. They're not living up to expectations. They're not being the team we thought they were going to be. Jalen Brunson is looking like trash. I'm looking at a team that blew game 2 in the Garden, up 14 with like 4 minutes left, under 4 minutes left, and loses game 2 to the Hawks. Then they get to Atlanta, play without any heart, come back, if you ask me, off of 2 lucky shots by OG Anunoby, and they can't close the deal. This team during the regular season won more games, 53, than at any time under Tom Thibodeau. But you can see the flaws. You can see that this team is not to be relied upon. I'm watching Jalen Brunson look Cat off. I'm watching Cat look at Jalen Brunson and knowing, yeah, I'm cooking. But soon as it gets in JB's hands, I'm not getting the ball. That third quarter, when the Knicks were coming back, which was a quarter led by Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, for some reason, felt like, yo, I got to get mine. I saw where Hart passes him the ball, and Cat just turned around and turned around and put his head down because he knew JB was going straight to the basket. I was like, yo, Towns is cooking. How you not go right back to the hot hand? There's nobody on Atlanta that could stop him. And I'm going to tell you how I feel about this. The Knicks are going to lose to the Atlanta Hawks. They're going to lose in the first round. Atlanta's up 2-1. CJ McCollum is looking like the next coming of LeBron and Kyrie Irving mixed. He's looking unstoppable. We create legends. The New York Knicks create legends. They create killers. They made Trae Young a household name, Reggie Miller a household name, Steph Curry a household name. Now they making C.J. McCollum a household name. I never crash out over the Knicks. I'm always optimistic. I'm always looking at the bright side. But right now, you got to keep it real. Mikal Bridges, I can't wait until he's out of New York. I'm tired of his crazy antics, his dancing on the sidelines before the game, his after he make a shot celebrations. Yo, say that for people who really doing something. This man got a $150 million contract, and he scored 0 points last night. He scored 0 points last night. Get Mikal Bridges on the very first thing smoking out of New York City. And I'm going to say, yo, these Villanova boys is cornballs. Jalen Brunson's a cornball, Josh Hart's a cornball, and overall, Mikal Bridges is a cornball. Ain't no real heart on that team. They had to bring in some heart, somebody that was going to have somebody's back, and he's 6 feet tall. Jose Alvarado, that's it. Jalen Brunson and Hart, they playing. Jalen Brunson, Hart, McKell. These dudes start going on a run, getting hot. They playing to the crowd. They letting the crowd gas them up. They letting New York gas them up. They letting New York make them think, oh, yo, they got a hot podcast. Man, shut that podcast down right now and concentrate on winning a championship or winning a playoff game. Because it looks like y'all getting ready to get bumped out of the first round. Break up this Villanova crew, man. Because they ain't doing nothing. And Jalen Brunson, come here and do what the Knicks wanted you to do originally. And that's play point guard and feed that big man in the post. But right now, I got the Knicks losing to the Hawks. In 6 games. Celtics going to beat 76ers in 6 games. So it's going to be the Hawks against the Celtics. Spurs, Blazers, even with Victor Wembanyama, and concussion protocol, the Spurs still going to beat the Blazers. The Spurs and the Blazers are 1-1. I got the Spurs against the Blazers. I got the Spurs over the Blazers in 6 games. I got the Nuggets losing to the Wolves. The Wolves are up 2-1. I got the Wolves in 6 games. I got the Lakers, and I'm going to stay right here. The Lakers are up 2-0. The Lakers are up 2-0 against the Rockets. All this says is how much LeBron James has owned Kevin Durant over the years. Kevin Durant has been LeBron James' son. This is LeBron James' little brother, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant cannot win without Steph Curry, without Draymond Green, without Klay Thompson. LeBron James is 41 years old, and he's doing the Rockets dirty. Yeah, Kevin Durant. Yeah, we know your name. You know who I am. We know who you are. Yeah, like you said, you know who I am. We know who you are. You Kevin Durant. You know who I am. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. But it goes back to LeBron James is totally dominating you and taking advantage of you when it counts your whole career. The Rockets got Kevin Durant to make a difference. He's doing none of that. None of that. I got the Lakers beating the Rockets in 5. They out of here. And the Thunder, the Thunder is up 2-0. They're taking care of the Suns in 4. They're gonna sweep the Suns. So it's gonna be the Lakers and the Thunder and the Spurs against the Wolves in the second round. NBA playoffs has been good. I've been enjoying myself watching these NBA playoffs. I'm disappointed in the Knicks, but overall the NBA playoffs has been great. But before I leave, I'm gonna tell you the song of the day. I got it on my Pulsar Entertainment playlist. I met this young man at a BET event. He's still pushing, doing music. Talented young brother by the name of Shavar. He got a joint out right now called Shooters. And his name is Shavar. His name is spelled Shavar. Shavar. Song of the day, Shootouts. I said shooters, but it's shootouts. Heck of a song. It's gonna take you back to that real good, thought-provoking hip hop that we all like. You know? Man, I'm proud of this young man. His joint again. His song is called Shootouts, and his name is Shavar. Get it, listen to it on all your streaming platforms. I'm running it like crazy right now on my playlist and on Spotify. Yo, Shootouts by Shavar. Let's go. Yo, it's your man DU, and this was Talking Trash. Hey, y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Have fun. Watch the NBA playoffs tonight. Check out the second and third round of the NFL draft. And to them young men that's getting drafted tonight and the ones that got drafted last night, congratulations. Take care.